everyone. Venture into the pop culture cosmos today, where you'll hear our conversations on different topics within the world of movies, TV, video games, comic books, technology, board gaming, and more. You'll also get a taste of some of our other shows within the cosmos as well. So come on and join us each week as we delve into the pop culture cosmos.
Welcome to the pop culture cosmos.
Badooch! We're back with Super BS, Super Bro Station. My name is Brank. This is
Jank.
And this is
Dank.
Brank, Jank, and Dank. I love how our names have slowly evolved over the course of 11 episodes. Are we 11 now?
We're on episode 12.
What? Whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
We've matched episode number to viewer number.
Well, we actually just lost a viewer, so we're now episodes above viewers.
Like, I'll show you.
Yeah. We're up to 6 subscribers on YouTube. I actually don't know. None of us know any of these numbers. But, yeah, so let's talk about what we've been playing. This is a games podcast where we talk about Fate of the Furious. So how much do you love Fate of the Furious, Jank, on a scale of 10 to 10?
Ooh, scale 10 to 10?
Yeah.
So where the only option is 10? Probably
Yeah, well,
about
of course.
10.5.
No, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I like that. I was thinking 10.95 myself.
Can I like it a quarter mile at a time, though?
I don't know what that means.
Is that on the
You
scale?
Stupid
No.
idiot. And don't spoil it. Some of us haven't seen it yet, but we're going to go tonight because it's a brand new movie that just came out.
Brand new.
Speaking of which, before we devolve into game conversation, which is for the plebes, we should talk about Alien Covenant. Did you guys watch it?
I did. I did not.
It looked cool. Was it good?
Did you see? You didn't see it, right?
I saw Prometheus.
Okay.
Which is like the same
I
movie.
really like, in order for me to truly tell you my opinion, I don't want to end up spoiling the movie for you.
So don't spoil it and tell us your opinion.
So, okay.
And don't tell us anything about anything.
Alien Covenant, it was entertaining, but it was a step backwards from Prometheus.
Oh, really?
Did you like Prometheus?
I liked Prometheus because I thought that it brought something new to the Alien franchises. Like
I really like Prometheus as well. I know that's very unpopular. I don't have like a lifelong nostalgia history of Alien love.
Right.
So
Okay.
like I didn't go like Prometheus to me wasn't like this is not like Alien. Like because it was to me it was just an interesting movie.
Yeah.
And the thing that I really liked about Prometheus, which I know they ruined for Covenant because of all the complaints, is that the end of Prometheus set up like potentially the coolest sequel ever.
Oh, for
where
sure.
It's it would have been like so because it was a girl on a spaceship with an android head to a planet of the creators, whatever they're called.
The engineers.
The engineers,
Is that not Alien Covenant doesn't pick up from there?
No.
Oh, that's
They give
I
you-
just actually watched it.
They give you cheap closure, is my
Maybe
understanding.
cheap closure.
But
and
the thing
it's
is
already
that
out on the internet.
That would have been like a crazy, like weird Alien Alice in Wonderland thing,
for
where it's
sure.
like there would be no cheesy love story because there'd be no other humans.
Yeah.
Like that would be such a fascinating movie.
This is my thing, though. How many times are we gonna watch a xenomorph chase somebody around a spaceship and still want more of it? Like it's so. I don't know. Prometheus opened up these questions about God, creation, philosophy. Like it had all these. It literally opened up this possibility for like a really interesting franchise going forward, and then they just kind of didn't give you
Get
what
back
you
to
wanted.
the roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks really cool. I'd like to watch it. I've seen Alien and Alien 3 and Prometheus, so...
Wait, you've never seen Aliens? So
I've never seen Aliens or Alien 4.
You skipped the best one.
No,
and then you went
Alien
right to
1
Alien.
is the best.
How can you say that if you've never seen
I don't need to
Aliens?
see Aliens. I know who made it, James Cameron. He's right at the bottom of... Have you guys ever seen the South Park?
Yes.
Where he's trying to raise the bar where Randy Newman is like just leaving that bar down at the bottom of the ocean.
So, how are you gonna know like what to expect when the Aliens and Avatar cross over in a film?
Oh man, that's gonna be
Alien versus Avatar.
And then Jack from Titanic will be there,
Yeah.
undead Jack in the boat from Titanic.
When is Avatar 2 happening?
I guess 2018. I heard now it was
Why?
supposed to come out this
I thought
year.
Have they filmed it at all?
No,
No.
they're still writing them,
I thought they.
but they're
pushed
writing
it-
all 5
I thought
at the
they
same
pushed
time.
it back. Didn't they push it back to like 2020?
I thought 2018 was the first one because they have 5 of them planned.
How long is it?
Avatar 5.
Has it reached like Final Fantasy 15 status yet? Avatar 2.
It's been so 2006, I want to say, or 2007 was when we watched Avatar, like the first one.
Yeah, it's been 10 years. 10 years for a sequel to a franchise that no one really liked.
I enjoyed the movie. It wasn't like no one's
everyone,
like
everyone enjoyed the movie because it looked cool. But it's not a good movie.
December 18th, 2020.
Yeah.
Was
So
when Avatar 2
it's strange because Avatar is supposed to be the highest box office grossing movie of all time, but nobody really cares that much.
Yeah, it's. I think it's because everybody just liked that it was a live action version of Fern Gully, which is one of the greatest animated films of all time.
But without Robin Williams.
Yeah, so they were missing that. Robin Williams was the
chance.
bat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that movie was so awesome.
Batty.
That movie was great, and that's why Avatar was successful.
Let me ask you this: Top Gun 2 just announced. Do you think that it's going to be about people playing video games instead of actually flying jets? Because they're talking about drones, so it's just going to be about some dude sitting in a chair.
I don't know why they don't need to like reintroduce these movies at all. They've done that like 5 times this year, I guess. With all like, I was kind of excited to see Baywatch because of course Dwayne The Rock Johnson's in it. He's amazing, but like I heard that's bad. Chips was supposedly really bad, which looked dumb. I mean, like, stop. Just leave these things alone. Like, stop. You know. But anyways, let's talk about some positive things. What have you been playing, Dank?
That was a good burn.
That was a good burn.
I've been playing Shadow of Mordor still.
Nice.
I'm literally 50% through the game according to my marker.
And did you ever play it, Jake?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just want to double check.
Really enjoying it. Super fun. We were talking about the sequel, which scares me greatly because of the micromanaging, which I hate.
Yeah, a lot of micromanagement.
In what ways? Like I haven't read too much up on it.
They just released a video. So you guys both played the first one. Nemesis system. You can like get guys. I think at the end of the first, have you got to the point where you can like get guys? I think to follow you.
Yeah, brand them.
Yeah. Okay. So that is a huge part of the second one, and then you create like an army of guys, which sounds cool. But I guess all of these guys have like weaknesses and strengths and affinities, and it's based on their clans. And you'll get clans, and then once you take over a castle, you have to put your guys in charge of it to defend it. And depending on their clan affinities, different guys will. It sounds like a crazy game, and it could be either really fun or.
Yeah, it sounds. I'm anticipating a lot of like your castle's under attack. Do you want to let your guys defend it, or do you want to stop what you're doing and go?
Yeah,
like,
don't do that.
Just kill them.
Yeah.
Did no one learn anything from Fallout 4? Nobody likes that notification. Like I didn't. I wanted all those people just to die. I wanted all of my settlements of Fallout 4 just to like die, so I could never deal with them.
It's funny because when I listen to other video game podcasts, they say the same exact thing. So like, we don't want any of this.
Settlement protection. Nobody wants to deal with it.
Doing that. It's not a strategy game, so don't like
house building and.
Yeah, if it was a strategy game, then that's fine because that's what strategy games are. You have your places and you have to defend them. We are just like playing as a dude. What's the guy's name in Shadow of Mordor? Talion. We're playing as Talion, running around, doing awesome stuff, assassinating dudes. Like, it's just fun. And then it's like, oh, wait, now you have to play babysitter.
By the way.
But anyways, talk to us more about, did you finish the first zone at least? Got out of
finished the first zone.
Dreary, ugly Mordor. And what's...
I think I'm not familiar with this zone. It's the Nurnin or something.
Okay. It's cool looking.
Yeah, I don't know. The way the dialogue in game made it sound like it takes place in Mordor. It's some weird distant part of it.
Okay.
I don't know how that fits into.
Because you read the Silmarillion, didn't you? You're like one of the 5 people on Earth who has finished that book.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I have to like do some searching to see if I'm. I mean, I don't really care. Like, it's a game, you know.
Yeah.
So. It's not like sacrilege to me, but I don't know if it's a totally made up area or if it is an area that I'm not remembering or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of things in Middle Earth and then the world proper that are left out of different things. So
yeah, honestly, I don't even care if they made it up. I'm just happy they gave you some place that didn't look like, the worst desert on Earth in the middle of a volcano. Because that's the first zone is just like. It's dreary enough that playing that for like a long period of time, like that's kind of what stopped me from playing the Mad Max game that came out 2 years ago. I finally got it for like $8, but like just driving around a desert and I love. Did you guys watch Fury Road?
No.
Yeah.
Fury Road you need to watch Fury Road.
I know,
oh man,
just not a movie guy.
You'd love it. It is so good. Anyways, yeah, that movie, I loved it. So I was like, okay, I'll play the new Mad Max game, but I didn't want to drive around a desert all day. You know, like it gets old if you have the same like location.
Yeah.
That's why I miss the old games where it's like, oh, you go to the volcano land, the ice land,
Hey, what was that game that Bethesda made a while back called Rage? And you pretty much just drove around a desert the whole time.
I heard it's good.
It's actually supposed to be a pretty good game.
It's on backwards.
It's not really Bethesda. It's ID or whatever.
Yeah.
So
the Doom creators.
I liked it. I mean, I didn't.
So
it's backwards compatible too.
Yeah.
They make technical first-person shooters like fast-paced games. So I think a lot of people went into it expecting like Borderlands or something.
Yeah, or Fallout. I think a lot of people were like.
It's at its core, it is a shooter. It's not an RPG kind of deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a huge car person outside, racing game person outside of Mario Kart and Chocobo Racing. So
Chocobo Racing, the most realistic of all the racing games.
Chocobo Racing is very realistic.
Isn't there like a mage on a broom as one of the racers? I don't know what he drives.
The mage is actually on. He's not on a broom. I think the white mage is on a carpet.
What is the Mog ride? Because he's an F. Or does he
rides a
fly?
motorcycle.
Oh, really? That makes sense. That stays canon.
I could be wrong though. The Chocobo, the bird's famous for running fast, is on like rocket skates. So
well, of course. I mean, why he should be in a car?
Chocobo's Racing actually is a very fun game. It's got unlockables.
Yeah,
It's got cool Final Fantasy based levels.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah. So what have you played anything else besides Shadow?
Yeah, I actually I picked up the new Fire Emblem.
Shadows of Village.
But as I picked it up, I picked up a very cheap copy of Final Fantasy Explorers.
Do you know what that is?
That is PlayStation 4?
No.
It's a 3DS game that is kind of like a Monster Hunter game. But explain it, because you played it. I haven't played it.
It's kind of weird. I never understand the fascination with games that are basically single player MMOs.
Yeah.
Even down to the your pause menu is real time.
Oh, so you can't pause.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's whatever. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's cool. It looks cool. Camera's not great. The combat is pretty fun, but I think what might end up kill me for this game very early on from continuing is one, I actually do really want to play Fire Emblem. Just the copy of Explorers was so cheap, and I have a collection of Final Fantasy related goods that I like to add to every now and again.
Yeah.
But it's just there doesn't seem to be progression. If there is, I haven't unlocked it. So
it's probably just equipment.
There's no leveling up that I've encountered so far, and there's no job levels, which is the real disappointment. Because that's what I love. Like one of my favorite things in most Final Fantasy games is job levels, where it's like, oh, you mastered this, and then you unlock this.
Yeah.
And so I think you just unlock jobs by doing quests or something. So.
I think it's a pure gear game, just like Monster Hunter and a bunch of other games, they get old for me.
I mean, it is, the aesthetics of it are fun. It's kind of Final Fantasy-y. Sweet music so far.
Yeah. I think it was also made by a weird team too.
Sure.
I don't think it was the main Square Enix RPG team.
Yeah. It's certainly not bad. I think what I wish it was, because it's a hub town game as well.
Oh, okay. So
what I wish it was is one of the most underrated loot RPGs of all time for the DS is Blue Dragon.
That looked really cool. I wish they'd remake those games and put them on consoles, or at least remake them and put them on handhelds.
Because Blue Dragon itself is a great game, super fun, super wacky, super Chrono Triggery, with the art style and the music and all that kind of stuff, and the weird kind of technology versus rural society is kind of Chrono Triggery as well. The fighting could have been a little more fast paced, but Blue Dragon's a great game. But the sequels for it, the strategy game on DS, and then the Awakened Shadow is a hub town RPG. You go down delve down into a dungeon. Blue Dragon has such a cool world because it's medieval but technological at the same time.
Yeah.
Steampunk.
But in a very unique way.
Yeah, it's not like traditional
it's
steampunk.
Not, I don't know if it could be steampunk because it's not really steam. It's like actual like robots and computers.
Okay, so kind of like the last age of Chrono Trigger or whatever.
I guess Dragon Ball would be the closest thing.
Well, that's what it looks like because the artist, Akira Toyo, whatever.
Definitely similar. Yeah, but it's that was a fun game, super addicting. I wish that series got more attention.
It was made by a company that doesn't make games anymore.
They make Terabao, which is pretty great, but it's time for them to make something new.
Do something new. Well, they're making enough money off that.
Terabao is definitely one of the more compelling iOS games I've ever played. Yeah. And I think the reason for that is because they actually built a game that was not like, how can we fit a style that people like on a phone so that they'll buy it? It's more like, what can we do with a phone and build a game based on that? So it's like a game system that works on your phone. It's not like playing an RPG or a platformer. It's like, people like platformers, we'll put that on the phone even though it sucks. Like, it's not that. So it's pretty cool. But digressing, Final Fantasy Explorers, I'd give it a soft pass.
Yeah, soft pass because I guess it's as low as it's going to go price-wise. But what have you been playing, Jay?
So I finished Zelda.
Cool. Did you finish that last week?
I was getting close to it. But I finally finished it. And what I learned about Zelda, I've been complaining. I'm like, this game's hard. But what I going back and fighting Ganon like on my second try, I realized that the game's not hard. It's just you need to figure out how to beat the bosses, and then it becomes easy.
And a lot of the bosses aren't that hard. Probably the hardest boss is the one in the camel. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's. Most of the bosses aren't that bad.
They're pretty easy.
As soon as you see their weak point, boom.
As soon as you figure out how to do it, then you just go back on your second try, assuming you die, and it's just there.
Overall, what did you think of the game?
Oh, I loved it.
It's a great game.
It's really long. Cool. My only complaint is that you literally have to do the side quests and all the other stuff in order to
play. The shrines?
The shrine. But I mean, like, you have to do the stuff as far as, like, awakening the fairy fountains and doing the armor upgrades.
Yeah, people have beat it, obviously, without doing that stuff. But, yeah, if you're just an average Joe playing, you probably need to do that stuff. But most of it's fun.
Play the game comes through, but it's fun, and it's a beautiful-looking game. So I really hope that I would, in the future, like to see a game where Link, I don't know, has a little deeper, like, story arc.
I don't think you'll ever see that. I just don't think that's the point of Zelda, isn't to have like Link have this really in-depth story.
But I mean, that would make it more satisfying to me.
I guess. I think that whole game is just about like the enjoyment of like, exploring and adventuring, and that's Zelda. But anything else been playing?
I did. I downloaded Legend of Tomb Raider because it was free, or Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, or
it's not free.
No. One of
the like the.
You're talking about Temple of Osiris,
is
the
that
Xbox Gold games with
No. Because I had downloaded Tomb Raider was free, the latest one.
No, it's not.
No, not right now, but it was free a while ago, and I downloaded it.
Not the newest one. Tomb Raider. What was the one that you liked a lot?
Just Tomb Raider.
It's called Tomb Raider, the reboot?
I thought it was Rise of the Tomb Raider.
That's the sequel.
Yeah, what's the reboot called? One? Just Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tomb Raider.
All right, well, I played it, and...
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a great game.
Everyone kept comparing it to Uncharted, so
it is very similar to Uncharted. You don't think so?
There's more options. Like, Uncharted is very linear.
Yeah, no, it's definitely...
There are more places to go.
It's an adventure game. It's almost has the term that everyone uses, Metroidvania. You unlock a bunch of stuff and you go through.
Tomb Raider I thought it was fantastic.
It's fun,
I 100% in that game.
You guys both need to play the new one. It's really good.
It like reaffirmed my lack of desire to ever play an Assassin's Creed game again. Like, it felt like it had all of the bits of a Ubisoft game, like of exploring a map, but it was fun. It was like tense, wasn't annoying plot wise.
Yeah, I'm curious what... We got to talk about some Ubisoft games today because they had a bunch of leaks. But yeah, anything else you played for?
No, that's it.
I have not played a ton of stuff. I did delve back into Rogue Legacy. I know Dank and I have been playing. Have you ever tried it?
No.
It is an awesome indie game. I actually just decided, I totally maxed out all my skill tree, bought everything with my main character, and then I just decided... I'm going to make another character. So I've been doing that, and it's just such a fun game.
Fun. I love that game.
It's so good.
Heck out of it back in the day. So.
I'm at the end of Prey, so I probably will beat it this week. I just didn't have too much time, and I played a match or two of Mario Kart. Did not play Persona 5. So I've been kind of like lacking on the games front. I'm still waiting for something really cool to come to the Switch because I want to play it.
We already talked about the bummer of Mario Kart Switch.
Yeah,
right?
not having unlocks. That to me is like, I just don't want to play it single player because like, unless, I mean, you unlock parts, but that's like the most boring unlock. Like,
unlocking levels and characters is the best.
at least they didn't take away the trophies for the maps. Like, otherwise I wouldn't even play
what
GP,
do you get?
You know, like,
what do you get for playing the game? Like,
nothing.
What's the point? You know?
I mean, you can get cart unlocks, which just allow you to do different, like, you know, cart stuff.
Because I remember in like,
but the unlocking
original,
characters,
like
and
Mario
the stages.
Kart, the original Mario Kart, and like Diddy Kong Racing, or whatever, they would have like you couldn't go on to the next race until you beat the one before.
Well, Diddy Kong Racing was totally awesome and dynamic. In that game, like you were in an open world, and then you went to the different. Did you ever play that?
Oh, I played that game.
That game is so awesome.
That was
they
the first
need to reboot
the first
that
time
series.
As a kid. When I was a little kid, I used to get headaches from playing video games too much.
Yeah, because
and that was the game that first started that for me.
Oh, really? I got that from Metroid Prime. I think it has to do with like frame rate and stuff like that. I've heard like, and also there's something that your eyes get used to the 3D and stuff. But Diddy Kong Racing was awesome because like I had it, and the original Mario Kart was great too, or Mario Kart 64 and the original one because like I don't think in the original one you unlocked anything, but in the more recent versions you can unlock normally up to 12 characters. In this one, the unlocks would have been something like 24 characters, but they just took that out and had
it would have been great. It's just fun, especially because I don't really read into a ton of news on a game like Mario Kart because I know I'm gonna buy it and play it.
So why it's cool, like whoa.
So it's like it's fun. It's fun to be surprised by what's in it.
Yeah, but the whole game is unlocked from the beginning. So I haven't really wanted to play that. I beat most of my Switch games besides Snake Pass. So
didn't something come out on the Switch?
So this week, Tuesday was Disgaea 5, which I played the demo of I think I told you guys about that last week. It's like a strategy RPG from like a long time ago, so it's really slow paced, has way too much grinding.
It's a re-release
of the PS4 version that came out 2 years ago. It's really slow, and while I'm sure it would be fun, I don't really want to spend 120 hours. Like that game is all about like micromanagement. You level up your characters, you level up your weapons, you go into extra dungeons to level up items. Like the game is all about getting like the max hits and stuff like that. Like I just want Final Fantasy Tactics. Just release the original Final Fantasy Tactics and all the sequels and let me play all those again. Because those were all pretty good games. I mean, the first one's obviously the best. But
first one is the best.
I would still play the other ones.
I don't know. So first one is the best, obviously, for aesthetic, story, all of that stuff.
And I love the classes the most, too. I mean, the sequels were good. I would play them again, too.
War of the Lions? Was that?
That's the first one, just like it's like a remaster.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance and Advance A2 or whatever. Or
that's such a dumb name. Yeah, you're right, though. It is Advance A2.
It's not Advance A2. I think it's just as A2. Because it's Grimoire of the subtitle is Grimoire of the Rift or whatever.
Okay,
Those are great freaking games.
Yeah,
I think so.
And I did like
obviously
how
they're a little, they err to the side of dorkier plot wise.
Yeah,
they're definitely not like
Final Fantasy Tactics was cool because it also kind of is a pretty mature plot line, and it probably can be seen as cheesy and cliche, but I went back to it and it still holds up pretty well.
I think it's great.
But so anyways, I don't want to play this.
And also the timeline of Ivalice. Yeah. Like the advanced games take place way closer to like Final Fantasy 12, where all of the crazy races are running around.
So cool.
And in regular Tactics, I think it's like the future where it's like the world has been.
Wait, so the tactic games feed into the normal timeline?
So Final Fantasy 12
is a unique situation. So Final Fantasy Tactics is part of a world called Ivalice that was created by I think it's Matsuno, who is known for like ogre battle games, Tactics Ogre. And so he developed a Final Fantasy spin-off and created a mythos around this world. And for Final Fantasy 12, they actually decided to create a main game in this world setting.
Oh, got it.
So it's not tied to any other Final Fantasy games. I think it was a really cool move because Ivalice is a really cool world. It's got a very it's weird because it's obviously got its European flares, but it's almost got like a semi Star Wars with the races, and then like a semi Middle Eastern vibe because it's kind of deserty. And the way people dress is very fancy in some ways. Yeah. Anyway, it's a cool game. Yeah. It's definitely there's definitely issues with it that came from Square making the poor guy have to constantly redesign the game to fit
the way they wanted
to make Japanese boys
happy and want to play it.
Because the game originally starred a 36-year-old convict.
Yeah, Bosch.
Bosch.
Right? Oh, yeah,
and then
so cool.
they're
it's
like,
cool
this is a little too mature for our fanboys of teenage boys in Japan. And they're like, so then they redesigned it for like a 30-ish-year-old like Han Solo type.
Yeah, balthier.
And then they're like, it's still not enough. So then at the last minute again, they re-changed it to an 18-year-old boy who wants to be a sky pirate. It's not it's not as bad as the internet makes it out to be, but it is not great.
Yeah,
and you can tell it's shoveled in. And then the third act of the game, the director of the game got sick with stress, literally like hospitalized. So they had to bring in someone else to finish it. So it falls apart a little bit towards the end.
Do you think they'll?
It's still cool though. Some of those cutscenes are awesome.
Do you think they'll right some of those wrongs in Zodiac Age? Or
you mean no, they're not going to do that. I think they're just literally that's just a cash grab because PlayStation 4 doesn't play most previous consoles games. So it's like, hey, you can't play 12, which is a great game. So and it came out at the end of the PlayStation.
And it has the Zodiac system, which is supposed to be pretty fun because the original 12 doesn't have the job class system that Zodiac system has.
I do want to play it. I just don't know if there's time. Like I don't know if I'm going to spend $50. I think is what they're charging for it. And it is a cool looking HD remaster. If it was on like Xbox One or Switch. If it was on Switch, I would buy it immediately. That would be an instant sell. Because it's on PlayStation 4, and I mean, not that I hate my PS4, I just don't feel the need to buy a ton of games on it.
Right.
And I already have, I got the Valkyria Chronicles remaster because that was only $20. That's a great game, too. Yeah. But anyways, let's start talking about some of the news. But one last thing about Switch. You mentioned games. There's also Street Fighter 2 coming out tomorrow.
I saw that.
But that's $40. Yeah. That's stupid. If it was $15, I may consider it.
I've owned that game on every console I've had.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about Street Fighter 2 was the manual as a kid.
Manual?
Yeah, like the
smell. Like the actual, okay.
For some reason, the smell of that instruction manual is such a nostalgic paper smell to me. I don't know why.
I miss that stuff, man. Manuals and games.
And then also what I loved was the tiny drawn pictures of everyone doing their moves.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll come back and talk about some news.
If you're tired of sifting through flea markets for rare and unique games, we can help. Retro City Games in Henderson, Nevada, only 5 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip, has all your favorite gaming staples, classics, and a wide selection of rare games with new stuff always appearing on our shelves. Come in and chat with Nicole or Doug about your love of games and watch as they help you complete your collection or find your childhood favorite. And don't forget, Retro City Games loves trade-ins. So if you have any Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, Xbox, PlayStation, or even PC games, come in and visit Retro City Games today. Welcome to the new metropolis of gaming, Retro City Games.
So now that we're back, we want to real quickly reintroduce it. We were talking about Far Cry.
I was so rudely interrupted.
Okay, about bladders. We're talking about bladders now. We want to reintroduce.
Complaint is a far cry from the truth.
We were talking about Far Cry 5 and how it's going to be set in Montana. It's going to be tackling religious, cults.
I'm so excited for Fart Cry.
Fart Cry 5, or Fart Cry the spin-off.
Hopefully it doesn't stink.
But you were... We're going to have to slap you in the face after this. So anyways, Jank,
I've heard it's pretty fun. It's going to be a gas.
No more! Okay, so what do you want to talk about Ubisoft and their position?
This was my question. So Ubisoft is not really the most favorite of game developers right now. There's just... People are getting burnt out on a lot of their properties. So my question is, do you think that making a game that basically pokes fun at religion is a smart choice for them?
I mean, I think all the Far Cry games have always tackled interesting topics. Like the one in Far Cry 4 tackled a lot of stuff in Tibet and Asia, and normally that's the thing that allows people to enjoy it.
Do you want to bet on that?
What?
Want to bet on that?
I want to bet on that. Oh my goodness, this is a pun. This is like a pun cast instead. But
I've heard Fart Cry has done really good in testing.
Oh my god. No more. Anyways, it tackled a lot of interesting things about slave trade, drug use, all that stuff in Asia, and
should have said it's passed in testing.
In Asia. And I think because it was so far away from home, people didn't really care that much. It wasn't like, oh, wow. But this one's going to be interesting
Would
because...
you be able to say that game's a car rectum waiting to happen?
Let's skip Far Cry 5. Okay, let's talk about the more interesting...
Well, no, I think Far Cry 5 is very interesting.
It's...
Well, you know, if they're going to handle religion in the sense of... I mean... I guess it just depends. Like,
I want to see what they do before I judge it. But it's such a hard topic to do well.
I mean, I like things. It depends on how political it gets. I hope it gets very political.
Yeah.
In the same way that like BioShock Infinite did.
Yeah,
because then it's you know then it identifies like what some type of message where it's like we're talking about. Like extremists in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But a lot
of people are afraid of doing that though, because you might alienate a fan base. So like BioShock Infinite did it, but they did it well, and they hid it behind like a very fantasy based game, you know, like something that doesn't have grounds.
They're going to alienate their Westboro Baptist Church fan base.
Their Westboro Baptist Church fan base is like the main. That's all the Far Cry buyers on Earth, and that's
the whole audience.
But no, it's
and ever since people stopped playing Pokemon Go, no one shows up there anymore.
Yeah,
it is. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I love Far Cry 4. Did you guys get? Neither of you have played that.
Primal. I played Primal.
It looked dumb.
I played Far Cry 3. And
Far Cry 3 is great, and Blood Dragon's also really good. Far Cry 4 had co-op. As long as they keep co-op, and it looks like they're introducing planes, which makes me think this is going to be a huge map.
Interesting.
Far Cry 4 had a gyrocopter, but it was slow, so you could only go like certain distances.
I like the idea of it being in Montana and being in modern day.
Yeah, it's cool.
Montana's cool, beautiful, and also weird. And then also, I'm not super into westerns, so...
Yeah, I didn't want it to be a western. I'm glad it's not. And we've got Red Dead Redemption 2 coming
Which got delayed again.
coming in 2018 for our westerns. But yeah, I also want to talk about Ubisoft. I still have no clue which one it's actually supposed to be. I think it's Ubisoft.
I don't know.
I think it's Butts, actually. Butts, the game studio.
Butts.
But yeah, they also announced Assassin's Creed Origin. I think we might have talked about that last week.
Yeah, we did.
The Egypt, like you're in the Nile. There's going to be ship combat, which we all loved. And I think we talked about that last
they're in denial about that one.
I was about to say that.
That was the stupid joke from last week. But the main...
Egypt us once, they're not going to gyp us again.
Did we talk about them announcing South Park?
Yes.
Okay, because that's coming out October.
The fractured butthole.
I didn't even know that we knew about it. I saw the video for it. It was awesome.
What? So it's literally called Assassin's Creed Origins?
Yeah, so I guess...
What does that mean? They're like retconning everything, basically?
It might be a reboot, yeah. Every single thing.
Dumb.
But the real game...
They should just retcon Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, or just go from Assassin's Creed 2, redo
stupid.
3.
That's like saying... That's like, they got to the two towers in Lord of the Rings. It's like, I'm going to start this over.
We didn't like how we killed off this person, so we're going to redo this.
Bring back
Is it Origins?
Boromir.
Like, is it supposed to take place before Altair in Jerusalem?
I thought Altair wasn't he the original? Wasn't his Brotherhood the original Brotherhood?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about it.
I don't remember.
They're not saying a lot. They just literally have that picture. But the real game that everybody's excited for now, the big talk of the week, Super Mario RPG Cross Rayman Raven Rabbids.
Oh, yeah.
You guys get to see that picture?
Yes.
With Mario holding a gun and 4 Rabbids dressed as...
specifically Mega Man's gun.
Yeah, Mega Man's gun, and then a bunch of Rabbids dressed as the characters from Mario. That game is going to be stupid to a whole nother level.
Maybe, but here's okay. Here's my thoughts. I don't care for the Rabbids franchise even remotely.
Yeah.
But every Mario RPG kind of game, even the less good ones like Color Splash or Sticker, are freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like the people that translate them or write them or whatever, like they make them really fun. So, I don't like if the Rabbids thing is like really kiddie in like a not okay way, I probably will suck. But if it's really just like a Mario RPG that features these types of characters and some gameplay mechanic, and is like written really like tongue in cheek and funny, just kind of all that, like, and it's like cool and trippy and colorful, that can be a good game.
Yeah, I'm excited for it just because I mean, I love all the Mario RPGs.
It's turn-based
but...
combat, which is interesting.
Yeah, I heard it might be strategy RPG combat too, which is very strange. There's a lot we don't know. We'll find out probably at E3 because I heard it's coming out in August.
Because it wouldn't be just your typical like Super Mario style game.
It would be amazing. I wish they had said. I mean, I know that they're using Rabbids because it's got a big children's fan base and stuff, so they can sell it.
Yeah.
But it'd be great if they like merged with Square again and did something with like featuring
so cool.
like Moogles and Chocobos and colorful black mages.
I don't know why they stopped like that series. I mean, I know why, because Square did stuff for Sony instead. But that was such a great game, Super Mario RPG, and that was such like a cool merging of the two. But yeah, there was a little bit of news about Halo this week, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is news from last week, but they said, so you know how it's been a while since we've heard anything about the mainline Halo series. We obviously heard that
Halo 5. I mean,
Locke wasn't. They're not going to do a Locke storyline in this one, but they're saying that
They're not going to what?
Locke is one of the characters from Halo
Spartan
5.
Locke.
Don't worry, it was not that important.
But yeah, so anyways, they said that they're not going to have Halo 6 at E3 this year, and it's not going to be a Halo 3 remaster, but there will be something Halo there.
It's probably just Halo Wars DLC.
I hope it's not.
I hope not. I don't want another like Spartan Assault.
And I don't want another top-down shooter, Spartan Assault. They had 2, right, already?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't need any more of that.
What I'm thinking, though, is it's either going to be a remaster of Reach, or it's going to be a separate...
That's reaching, I think.
Reach.
That would be weird to have a remaster now. That game was 2010. So that would be like...
Let's just lock it in here for a second.
Oh my god.
I think that it's going to be a side game of Spartan Locke, because they don't want them in the main story, but people still...
So they want to make
ODST.
It's going to be like another ODST, I think.
ODST was great, but I don't know if they're like the best idea is like, hey, you know how we didn't want this character in the main Halos? Let's make a game about
But people still like Buck. Like he's got a...
Nathan Fillion?
Nathan Fillion's character. That's why people liked ODST so much, is just because the night setting and the voice acting was really good.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah,
There's room there, I think, for something cool.
I just want Microsoft to get all of their Japanese RPG development teams, like they used to have in the original Xbox and Xbox 360, and show a bunch of cool stuff that we haven't seen yet. But I don't know if that's going to happen, but that'd be cool. Otherwise, this E3 will hopefully be loaded with surprises, because there's not a whole lot that I know about or
I have so little expectation.
Yeah, I hope there's stuff.
Hey, do you know what would really win E3 for me? Alan Wake 2.
That will not happen. They just literally discontinued that game from Steam and Xbox Live.
Well, they discontinued because of the license.
Yeah,
I went and bought it from GameStop because I heard they're going to pull them off the shelves, so I went and bought one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're going to pull them off shelves? Okay. Well, I mean, you could just get it digitally and then you own it permanently. So
same thing with physical copy.
Yeah, and then what if your disc degrades? Well, anyways, there is something I want to talk about. Do you guys know about the culling?
No.
Hey, was it just announced?
Yeah, that's what happens to Grey Wardens when they're near the end of their life.
That is it. Somebody's made that.
They announced they're working on Dragon Age.
Oh yeah, they just announced that. That's somebody, the writer for Dragon Age, is working on it. So that kind of pushes back the idea that's coming out soon, because they just announced that he's working on it.
No, well, they've been working on it for a while, but he wasn't allowed to say anything.
Oh, maybe then we'll see it at E3.
Yeah, maybe.
I would be so surprised if we didn't see it at E3. I mean...
Yeah. EA doesn't have a lot. They just have Star Wars Battlefront 2, so I don't know what else they're going to show. And they don't... It's not like last year where they had Titanfall and Battlefield and a lot of other stuff. I think they only have Battlefront 2, besides their sports games. So they have to do something.
Yeah.
Like, they have their own press conference. So they should be doing something. But yeah, The Culling is like a first-person shooter arena-style game. It's coming into Xbox Game Preview, which I think is cool. Have you guys tried anything on Xbox Game Preview?
No, I didn't even know it was out.
Xbox Game Preview is a really cool system because it allows you to download a game and try it for a full hour before you buy it. It's like an early access thing, so the
that's not the other thing. That's not the same as the Netflixy thing.
Oh no! Game Preview is it's just like it's their early access.
Yeah.
So this is going to be like a first-person shooter, but it's based off after like the Hunger Games. So you start in like a big arena. You all start with nothing, and then you have to run around and like make stuff and find stuff. The only negative is there is crafting involved, and I don't know how much fun that will be. Mm-hmm. But from what I saw, because it came out on PC, I want to say last February, not this one, but the one previously. It looked just like a blast. Nowadays, PlayerUnknown's Battleground looks like a way better game, so I would rather be playing that, but I don't think we'll see that on Xbox for at least 6 to 9 months. So yeah, that was kind of the only cool news I really read. There was some other like fun stuff, but the Mario RPG was kind of like the big one this week.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
So obviously you know that Netflix is making a Castlevania show.
Oh.
Do you think, okay.
Did you watch the trailer?
I watched the trailer.
Okay.
Do you think that they can really capture the magic that is Castlevania?
I've never been a
inside of an anime
Castlevania.
show?
Yeah, I've never been a Castlevania fan. I'm the worst person to ask. I've played one game. I played 2.
They were always really intriguing to me.
Did you ever play them?
Yeah, the stories had a lot of layer.
I played Symphony of the Night and Super Castlevania 4.
I played Bloodlines, Symphony of the Night.
You guys ever Lord of Shadows?
No, I didn't play any of the 360 games. Those looked cool.
I played some of the first Lord of Shadows.
I think I own it. I don't remember if I sold it or
those are the
whatever.
Kojima ones, right?
Yeah, they looked cool. They looked really cool. Yeah. Netflix is doing a lot of game stuff. They also announced The Witcher this week.
Yeah,
that they're going to do a Witcher series. I saw the trailer for the Castlevania game. It's an anime. I'm not a huge anime fan. There are like some things I enjoy, like Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I
don't know.
I wish that it was in. Is it in at all remotely kind of the art style for all of the promo work?
It looks like a basic anime. Yeah.
It was
I mean, it looks very nice. Like, it looks good.
How hard is it in this day and age to adopt a unique art style? Like, if you know what I mean? Like,
my guess is they just keep paying the same artists.
This is literally your typical anime style.
Yeah,
because all the box art and promo art for Castlevania games
they're always cool. Yeah,
it's anime-ish, but everyone's like really pale and the colors are really wispy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why can't they just make a show that why can't it look like that?
Yeah.
Why does it have to look like?
I think it's because I was reading this on Kotaku recently. Anime people get paid so little money that most of them do like 5 different shows at the same time. My guess is they're just hiring like a similar team that's already doing like a bunch of other shows. So I don't know. I am less interested now that I saw the trailer. I was originally hoping it was going to be live action. I think they said anime, but I'm still hoping The Witcher will be live action. But I'm assuming it will also be CGI or anime.
It'd be stupid not to make The Witcher live action.
I'm almost positive they're not. I'm pretty sure I read that it's going to be CGI or anime.
It's
or
weird because the creators of the game don't have anything to do with The Witcher.
It's just the author.
The guy who wrote the books.
And I almost wouldn't be surprised if he sold it to Netflix because he made so little money because he was an idiot on the games. Because
he's so bitter about that too.
Well, yeah, it's his fault. He hated video games, so he sold them the license or whatever for like nothing with no royalties. Or he sold it not for nothing. He sold it for a decent price, but didn't want any royalties because he just wanted to get his money and leave because like video games aren't important.
Stupid.
Whatever. That guy sucks. And we'll see how The Witcher is. I've heard the books are cool, so I'm hoping it's a cool show. Netflix is just like literally shotgunning shows out now, so I don't know. There was a time where like Netflix show meant like, whoa, this is going to be cool and good.
Production quality.
And now there's so many Netflix shows, I'm like...
They're even getting canceled now. Like they already canceled Marco Polo, The Get Down.
Yeah, The Get Down. And I think The Get Down is because it was Baz Luhrmann. You know, that guy was kind of famous for a short bit. Like he did Australia and Moulin Rouge. Yeah. So I think like he probably costs a lot of money. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's why The Get Down got canceled. I never watched The Get Down, so did you?
No, I just read about it.
There's too many shows on Netflix. Like it's getting to the point where like I follow, I'd say 5 of them, and that's too much.
That reminds me of one of the best shows you can find on Netflix, Birthday Boys.
Oh, when they do the too many shows.
There's too many shows.
And that's like they're watching an ABC show, right?
It's like the guy has to catch up on his TiVo, and it's like filled, and they have like fake versions of every show.
And isn't one of them like a letter show that they're watching? You got to see when he gets to Z.
And then Bob Odenkirk comes out and for like that infomercial. He's like, is there too many shows? Yeah, there is. Do you have to watch all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Bob Odenkirk is amazing. That show was really great. That got canceled, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not renewed or whatever. I guess that's the same thing.
That's why I don't watch TV, because everything is canceled the moment you get into it.
And the problem is, like, that show is picking on something true. There are too many shows. Like, and I get it, it's cool, gives people jobs, but you just can't. You literally have to watch TV as a job to be able to keep up with TV, you know? Like, so you have to, like, choose, like I'm excited for Game of Thrones. I like Silicon Valley. Like, I have to pick and choose which ones I want to watch.
Yeah, I just don't watch any of them and keep working on my too many video games problem.
Yeah,
too many games.
That is actually something. Too many video games. One nice thing is now that we're closing in on E3, I feel like games have slowed down drastically. Like at the beginning of this year, it was like game. Every week, some giant AAA game was coming out. Yeah. And now I can't even think of anything I'm excited to play till maybe the Raymond's Rabbids RPG in August or Fractured Butthole in October. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys saw that was cool? I mean, we're 2 weeks away from E3, so we're about to get like a floodgate of like news very, very soon here.
Right.
But anything else that stuck out to you this week?
I'm trying to think.
Do you mention the Games Pass at the beginning of this news cycle that came out?
We talked about it.
Okay, cool, yeah. Because I know we talked about it. I just wasn't sure if we talked about it here.
Tom Holland is Nathan Drake.
That's stupid, dumb, and I don't care. Tom Holland is the new Spider-Man character. For those of you who don't know, he is also a young kid, and I guess they're making an Uncharted movie about Nathan Drake's past when he was a kid.
Don't you have to know who Nathan Drake is, though, before you make a movie about his past?
No, you don't. Like, you don't need, like... That's like the idea of, like... Don't you need to see him as a baby first and then watch him as a baby for the first 20 years?
I'm not saying you need to know him through the past. I'm saying shouldn't they just make a mainline Uncharted movie of like Indiana Jones style before they start exploring origins?
Oh, yeah. I don't think they ever need to explore origins, but I definitely think that they should just, if they're going to make an Uncharted movie, follow like Indiana Jones. Yeah. The first Indiana Jones, Crusaders of the Lost Ark, is the best. It never gives you like a... Oh, here's Indiana Jones. This is what he did before he started doing that. It's like, oh, he just does this.
They had a show.
Yeah, a TV show. It's terrible.
Young
Indiana Jones, and it's dumb.
And he didn't really do any archaeology. He just like fought in World War something.
The only time they ever give you a past life experience is in the Last Crusade.
Yeah.
And that was okay. It's not Crusaders of the Lost Ark. I think it's just the Lost Ark, right? I can't remember the name of the subtitle for the first one. But The Last Crusade, and that one, it's done well. But, I would have been okay if they never gave me a past glimpse at him.
Raiders of the Lost Tomb.
Raiders of the Lost Tomb. Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark, not Crusaders.
Temple of the Lost Crusades.
Oh, man, there's too many. Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Alien movie.
Yeah.
What is the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull,
Kingdom
right?
of the Crystal Covenant.
Oh, my God. There are too many movies. There are too many games. There's too much stuff. But yeah, I want to actually end this so I can get back to Beat and Pray. I want to finish that today.
Hey, pray for Brian.
I am going to slap. I do want, if Nintendo's listening to this, I'm sure they're one of the 12 people, please put games on Switch. I know today they announced that they're looking for indie developers finally. They said if you're interested, email us. So, because Hat in Time, they mentioned that they were like, Hat in Time, if you don't know, is a really cool 3D platformer. Dank and I know what it is. It is... They mentioned that they tried getting hold of Nintendo to get a dev kit, and Nintendo didn't respond. So, like, I'm hoping that they respond this time because that game looks awesome, and I would gladly play that on Switch. I also want to know where Yooka-Laylee is. Like, I played some of that on Xbox One. I want to play it on Switch. What is Nintendo doing? What's going on? And some of that could be the developers' faults, but let us play games.
Let us play games.
Amen.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
That's to us people that can feel things. It hurts.